MSG. The 2014-15 Buffalo Sabres season is presented by Gold Ring Partners, First Niagara, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York, Labatt, and Fallsview Casino Resort.
Welcome inside First Niagara Center. Nice sunny day throughout, and now we put the lights up real soon on the final meeting of the year between the Leafs and the Sabres here at First Niagara Center. Buffalo gunning for a 15th win in the last 17 in this building against Toronto. Brad May. It's been an interesting season series to say the least, but one that has played out like the last few years in that the home team tends to have their way with the opposition. You think back to the first time these two teams met this year, it was a low shot game for Buffalo, but we've seen a good answer head to head since then, including a 6-2 win in this building and a tough shootout loss for the Sabres in Toronto back in March.
Yeah, you know what? They both, first and foremost, these teams don't like each other, and they love playing against one another because of that rivalry that was developed, a long while ago.
71.
But the Buffalo Sabres can make something happen here tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who struggled in the second half. Yeah. You listen to Mike Weber. He and his teammates are engaged and are ready to play. The question for the Toronto Maple Leafs is, as they came in, they played last night, will they have the energy to match the Buffalo Sabres' willingness to win this one tonight?
And they'll do it differently in goal as far as the Leafs are concerned. Reimer was outstanding against Tampa Bay, but tonight John Bernier goes. So let's look at his season in a small window here. And what do you foresee long term now, if you can, with John Bernier? It's definitely been a step back this season, wouldn't you say?
Well, it has, but you know what? The team and it's the guys in the play in front of Jonathan Bernier. I think Jonathan Bernier is their number one goaltender all day long, and I think he's a good goaltender. He just hasn't had the success that obviously the whole Toronto Maple Leafs would like. 20 wins, 27 losses. His save percentage isn't great. Goals against, you know what? He's got to tighten that up. But you do that when you tighten it up as a team and you batten it down as a group. But now on our side, Lindback, he's actually had a breakout, session at being a member of the Buffalo Sabres. He's played awfully well for the Buffalo Sabres, and here's a guy that the NHL basically had shunned away and didn't believe in. And somehow Ted Nolan and Artur Zerbe and Anders Lindback have found a way to play well.
And you see the career numbers, and that last outing was the shootout loss head-to-head against Toronto. But overall, there's a lot to like. We emphasized it coming out of the Arizona game, but we've emphasized it for a couple of weeks now. Definitely the fact that Anders Lindback, his puck playing. And I was able to catch up with him after that game the other night, just in a casual setting, and he felt Arizona kind of played into his hands. It has to start becoming in the mind of the opposition, right, to keep it away from him?
No doubt about it. I remember playing against goaltenders, and two of them that come to mind are Curtis Joseph and Martin Brodeur. And when you dump the puck in, they just step out into the behind the net, stop the puck, make a terrific outlet pass, and now all of a sudden you're on your heels and you're in that transition game. The goaltender can make such a difference. That's why they put the trapezoid in there. Yeah. And I believe that they should take that trapezoid out because it's a skill that the goaltender, if he's good at it, can make such a big difference. And you know what? If you're really good at something, why would you make a rule to make it an even playing ground? Why not enhance those skills and tell these goaltenders to get better?
Well, regardless of where the puck was placed, if it was anywhere in the vicinity of Lindback last game, that's where you noticed, whether it was up high or down low or paddle down. Like, he just seemed to be so in tune with it. So watch for Lindback tonight and just how he reads the offensive attack of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The offensive attack for Buffalo gets bolstered by the return of Tyler Ennis after a 2-game absence tonight, reunited with a line mate in Johan Larsson, not to mention Matt Molson. These are tonight's most hot players. Marcus Foligno in the mix as well, looking for his first in 23, although he's been picking up assists of late. Join Moe's Hot Player Text Club to receive 25% off your entree when a Moe's Hot Player scores. Text Moe's Hot Players to 81018. 7th all-time meeting on April Fool's Day between the Leafs and the Sabres, and Buffalo trying to go 2-1-1 on the year against the team in blue and white. Action straight ahead with Rick Jeanneret, Rob Ray.
Is brought to you by First Niagara, the official bank of the Buffalo Sabres. Labatt Blue Light, the official Canadian import of the Buffalo Sabres. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York. Healthy changes everything. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Falls View Casino Resort, the place you want to be. Closed captioning for Buffalo Sabres broadcast, brought to you by Buffalo Hearing and Speech Center, offering programs to improve reading comprehension, language, and vocabulary for children in Western New York.
Please stand and remove your hats to honor the men and women who serve our country. On behalf of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York's Military Appreciation Program, which supports our servicemen and women and their families, we welcome from the U.S. Army National Guard, Staff Sergeant Eric Sheffer, Sergeant Philip Rosati, and Specialist Michael Kratz. They stand alongside Doug Allen, who is here to perform O Canada and the Star-Spangled Banner. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly beaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Tonight's Sabres game is sponsored by Roswell Park. If someone you love hears it's cancer, please ask them to spend just one day at Roswell Park before they make any surgery or treatment decisions.
Our starting goaltenders brought to you by Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Great tasting food, amazing prices. Jonathan Bernier will get the nod for the Toronto Maple Leafs and his coach Peter Horacek tonight here at First Niagara Center, and it will be right back between the pipes. Anders Lindback for Ted Nolan and his team. This broadcast brought to you in HD by the new Stereo Advantage. See the first LG OLED at the new Stereo Advantage on Worley Drive. The referees Greg Kimmerly and TJ Luxmore. Brad Kovacic and Shandor Alfonso will be working the lines in the final meeting of the season between these two clubs. Bozak going to center ice against Grigorenko. Here we go. Tip back to Phaneuf. Phaneuf swinging around his own end, sends it up on the wing. Van Riemsdyk lost it, then got it back again. And it's Brewer who will get it to Phaneuf. He clears it through the middle. That goes all the way down the ice, and that's coming all the way back in the other direction.
Tonight, the Sabres got to make sure they get some pressure on the defense here of this Toronto Maple Leafs team. That is where you can win this hockey game, by keeping pressure on them, creating turnovers, because once they get running around on their own end, they have big troubles. Easiest place to capitalize.
Bozak, one of the best in the business, wins the draw, got it back into the corner. Foligno is in there to shovel it around to Gianta. He tried to give it to Grigorenko. That's broken up, and it's taken by Bozak on to center for Van Riemsdyk. He'll drill it off the corner boards. Bozak chasing after it, taken back by Gianta. Gianta swings it over to Grigorenko. Could not control the pass, and it slapped out, but it was taken out of the air with a high stick.
The great thing is when you play Toronto all the time, it just seems to bring out the best of both sides, not only on the ice, but the fans as well. And you talk to some young kids, RJ, that have really not been a part of this over the long period, and they said, hey, as soon as you play a period, as soon as you get out there for that first taste of it, instantly you find out what it's all about and understand the responsibility you have.
I think it gets everybody pumped. It gets the fans pumped. And I can admit, as a broadcaster, I love the atmosphere in the building. Now brought away the center and tipped on in over the line by Lindstrom. He'll get it in deep into the corner. Strachan ripped it around on the boards, but can't get it out. It's held in there by Gardner. The Leafs keeping it in the Buffalo end. Dropped off by Lindstrom and taken away by Strachan, who sends it on to center ice to Ennis. He didn't see it until late, but he comes up with the puck and sends it high in the air, trying to get it across ice, but it's broken up right at the blue line. Pomeroy getting it on to center and in over the line with a shot, but it's going to deflect and go out of play.
Well, Toronto's been on a little bit of a roll, so you want to make sure you get on them earlier. They're carrying an awful lot of confidence in here too. Sabres as well, winning their last game. But you want to try to put some doubt in their head. Not only being on the road, people in this building will let them know how they're feeling if you can get them down here early.
Bogosian tipping it back into the corner. Weber tried to slap it around on the boards and went behind the net, but is kept alive by Trevor Smith, taken away by Buffalo, and on to center for Ellis. Now squeezed in over the line, and Hudson almost got free, but it's recovered and taken back by Eriksson. Buffalo holding it in, picked up by Ellis. Ellis swings it off the boards. That's picked off by Lupo. He loses it in the corner. Kick back now to Hudson. To the point it comes. Weber's long shot. Gets it right back again as it deflected, and then he loses control, and Smith steps to center, but Bogosian takes it away. Can't control it. Held in by Booth. And he drilled it across ice, and a shot at the side of the net. By Brennan, he's cleared around behind the goal. And Weber's long pass is going to be too far for Dalpe and will be called back on an icing.
New York Lottery inside the numbers. Sabres on April Fool's Day. All-time 16-5-1. And versus Toronto on April Fool's, 2-4-0.
They should play on April Fool's Day more often, I guess, based on that record. 16-5-1.
Yeah, we should play against somebody else, though. 2-4-0 against.
Oh, well, yeah, well. I'm talking about the overall situation here. 2.5 gone here in the opening period as Brewer comes out of his own end. He gets to center and he'll send it in deep. Kaleta got a chunk of it. Rolled around into the corner, flipped back behind the net, tapped back into the boards. Delorier hustling in there, but it's knocked away by Zach Sill. Recovered by the Sabres. Sill taking out Benoit. Slides on to center ice and picked up by Veroni. Veroni trying to get away. He dished it into the corner. Goes back in behind the net off the stick of Bailey. And to the blue line and out to center. Up for Kaleta and goes all the way to the goaltender, Bernier. Pass on the wing. Eric Brewer trying to get away in center. Grigorenko rubbed him out along the boards, and there's going to be a penalty coming up here for high sticking.
Yeah, Mike Grigorenko's getting it. And as he made contact with Brewer in front of the penalty box, his stick come up, caught him directly in the face.
So the Sabres are going to be going to a penalty kill here early in this hockey game. Right here, as he takes him out, he finishes through. Stick comes up and catches Brewer. Toronto's power play, 22nd in the NHL. They've allowed 12 shorthanded goals this year.
And here's Phaneuf keeping it in now to Kessel. Kessel takes a shot, and Lindback steered it away. Goes back into the corner again. Worked around on the boards. Jammed around behind the net and kept in there by Riley. Now Buffalo recovering. Bogosian leaves it in the corner, and it's flipped high in the air and sent down the ice by Weber. The Sabres penalty kill brought to you by Napa. Napa has the know-how. Phaneuf working it up on the wing, and it's squeezed across ice and taken back by Kessel. Kessel ripped in the other direction, but Weber takes advantage of a bounce off the boards and sends it back down again with 1:15 to go in the penalty to Grigorenko. On the wing to Kessel. He gets checked again, and Strachan got it out to center ice. Ellis getting in over the line. Takes his shot and ripped it high and wide. Ellis after it again to keep it in there. Less than a minute remaining in the penalty. Phaneuf guiding it up the middle. It's tipped off the boards, and failing to get away was Kadri, and taken back by Benoit, and Benoit will send it down the ice, and Buffalo's done a whale of a job so far killing off this penalty. Gardner starting back. He gets it ahead to Kadri. Kadri in over the line, and it's worked on into the corner. Now tipped around on the boards. Back to the point. Swung into the corner to Nazem Kadri again. Back to the point. Long shot fired wide of the net, but held in there by Brennan. Brennan to Gardner. He'll tap it off to the side. They clear it right in front of the net. Lindback makes the save, and he chipped it off into the corner before Lupul could make anything happen. Bogosian on Lupul, and Bogosian picks it up and flips it down the ice as Buffalo returns to full strength. And it's brought in by Grigorenko. Grigorenko with a shot right on Bernier. Got a pad on that. Held in by Benoit. And jamming back into the corner is Larson to get it around for Ennis. Ennis gets wrapped up. Larson works it back to the blue line. A long shot by Mazzaros, and it's chipped across ice and back out to center. Mazzaros tried to work it through the middle, but too far for Ennis, and taken away by Brewer. Brewer in the corner, got it around on the boards. Larson reached for it and couldn't connect. Now Leafs will send it in deep. Zadorov losing it in the corner, kept in by Toronto. Worked back along the boards again. Flip back in the other direction. Benoit doing a number on Booth. And it's dribbled around on the boards, and Smith gets it back to the point. Brewer holding it in. That went around behind the Buffalo net. Tipped ahead for Ennis. Ennis trying to get away at center. He got it in over the line. Larson's pass is too far for Molson. Leafs to Komarov. Komarov hitting center ice. He gets to the Buffalo blue line. Broken up but given away. And there's the shot blocked in front of the net. Slapped out again. Mazzaros trying to get it out of there. Leafs keeping it in. Tipped around to the boards and picked up by Hodgson. Hodgson starting away. He works it in over the line. His back pass deflected. They score in front of the net. Dolby puts it home, and Buffalo has the 1-0 lead.
Now Zach Dalpe getting his first goal of this season for the Buffalo Sabres. And it's just great rush. Cody Hodgson takes this puck wide. You got Mazzaros jumping up in the play along with Matt Ellis. Dalpe's planted in front already, uses his speed, gets to that position, waits for the puck to come, and on the backhand, puts it by Bernier right there, through his legs, into the net.
Oh, Buffalo strikes first in this final meeting of the season between the two teams. Kessel keeping it in there. Here's Kessel's shot right on. Lindback tapped it away. All around on the boards. Kessel back to the point, and the shot fired wide of the net by Gardner. Tipped around on the boards, held in by Kessel. He shovels it back into the corner. Went around behind the net, knocked free, and goes to the corner to Van Riemsdyk. to the point. Phaneuf with a shot. That's steered to the side by Lindback. And Buffalo getting it on to center ice. Kicked away by Phaneuf and recovered by Buffalo's Bogosian. On to Weber. Weber gains center and he drifts it in. That's going to be held by Bernier, and he's going to hang on to it long enough for a face-off with 12:22 remaining. And Zach Dalby celebrates the 1-0 Buffalo lead. 150 with EcoBoost.
Sabres on the penalty kill. Watch him at the line here. This is the first one. Foligno stands him up, and then Strachan attacks. Excellent job not giving up the line, able to gain control. The puck goes down. Second time down the ice. Watch how they back off, give the line, and then they get themselves in trouble. They allow the Toronto Maple Leafs to gain possession, gain the zone, and create opportunity from it. You got to stay aggressive at the line and force them as much as possible.
Rolled around behind the net now, tapped all the way into the corner. Zadorov trying to keep it in there. Split back, now cleared on in there. And scooped it across ice. Molson holding it in. Riley taking it back for Toronto. And here's another penalty coming up to Buffalo. Riley got grabbed in behind the net, and when the Sabres gain possession, they're going to be shorthanded once more. Tipped up on the wing and brought by Riley in over the Buffalo line and taken away by Benoit, but the whistle didn't go. Now in behind the net, it slides onto the corner. And finally is recovered by Larson, and Buffalo will be shorthanded once again. Stay tuned for the Karuba Collision coming up later in the game. Go to Sabres.com to vote on the Karuba Collision of the Year. You'll have a chance to win season tickets for next year.
Johan Larsson been charged with holding. Battling with Riley down in the corner. Here he reaches out, grabs onto him.
That'll do it.
Yep, that's the call right there. Toronto going back on the power play, 0 for 1 so far tonight.
And Buffalo actually did a heck of a job on killing off the first one. Lindback drifts it around on the boards, but not out of the zone. It's kept in by the Leafs. Bozak, who swings it in beside the net. Right in front of the net, and Lindback's going to hang on to it. .11.5 to go here in this opening period.
RJ, we showed Larson with the hold in the corner. Matt Molson in the box.
Well, that was the penalty that I thought was being called, and as soon as I saw it happen, obviously the official, and it was the official out at center ice that made the call.
Yeah, Matt Molson just comes in and bumps the player after the call was made, and that was it. He wasn't even near the puck.
Here's Kessel sending it in over the line. Weber can't get it out, though. It's kept in by the Leafs. Cleared in front of the net. Stopped at the side of the net as Van Riemsdyk couldn't connect. And Kaleta will drift it down the ice. Well, that's Toronto's best scoring opportunity in 2 power plays. Phaneuf being hounded by Gianta. Phaneuf finally squeezes it through the middle to Kessel, who sends it over to Gardner. Gardner steps in over the line. Gardner trying to get away on the boards. He scooped it on into the corner. Strachan breaks it up, and they can't get it out. Back it comes to Phaneuf. He feeds it on into the corner. Kessel to Phaneuf to the blue line. And to the other side, gunned in front of the net, but picked off by Gianta. And Gianta will feather it down the ice with a half-minute remaining in the Buffalo penalty to Molson. On to center and left there for Kadri. He gets it in deep. Weber going to pick it up along the boards. Finally knocked it free and taken away by Bogosian. Bogosian comes on to center with a pass up on the wing to Kaleta. Kaleta charges around behind the net. It's in his skates. He's still battling forward in the corner as Buffalo returns to full strength. Bogosian keeping it in with a shot that steered away. Now rolled into the corner. Back to Bogosian. Molson took his shot right on, and Bernier on his knees will hang on to it. Midway through the opening period here at First Niagara Center, Buffalo with a 1-0.
Sabres lead the Leafs 1-0, 9:32 left in this first period. Geico presents Today in Sabres History, April 1st, 1995. Bob Sweeney scored 2 shorthanded goals and had an assist in a 5-1 win over the New York Islanders.
Bobby Sweeney.
And Dick Sweeney.
He works with the Bruins alumni, does he not?
Yes, sir, he does. Yeah,
Boston.
we've seen him each time we're in Boston. Looks good. Looks the same as he did when he played.
Puck cleared off the boards and on to center ice. Tipped ahead by Booth, but recovered by Buffalo. Molson tried to knock it ahead. Knocked down right near the Leaf bench and was swept over to Strachan. Strachan got it to center and leaves it back there. And here's Mazzaro's trying to come away again with a blast, and he fired it off the glass into the corner. Ennis got it in front of the net, but that's stolen away and now cleared through the middle all the way down the ice, but right on the goaltender Lindback. Strachan banks it off the boards. Ennis took a bump from behind and wasn't too happy about that as he got hit by Eriksson. The Sabres keeping it in with a shot, and that's fired just wide of the goal. Kept in by Veroni. Veroni trying to get away from Eriksson along the wall. Squirts it free, getting it to Kaleta. Kaleta tried to jam it in the short side, but holding the post with Bernier. Veroni chasing after it again. Back to Benoit, the long shot, and Bernier is going to hang on to it this time.
It's a great feeling when the Sabres win.
Last year, we won over 2,000 cases for our clients. So if you need help, give us a call.
Well, once again, RJ, tonight, Andre Mazzaros all over the ice, playing with a ton of confidence. He's jumping up in the play, getting great opportunities, shooting the puck at will.
That's what happens when you score a few, huh?
Yeah, confidence. It's an amazing thing.
And there's Brewer coming away to center. He'll tip it in deep into the corner. Lindback slapped it around on the boards, and Benoit takes it back. But the Leafs are going to get it again and leave it along the wall. Held in there by Lindstrom. Lindstrom rolling it into the circle for Kadri. Kadri whips it in down low again around to Lindstrom. Lindstrom still with the puck. Back to the blue line. His long shot hit the leg of Benoit and went out to center ice. Phaneuf. Now rolling it off, and it's going to be steered right back in again by Komarov. Lindback drifted it around the glass, did not get it out. Benoit tried to get it out of there. And finally, Buffalo coming up with the puck and on for Gionta. It's knocked down at center ice, and they're going to rule it a glove pass, a hand pass.
Everybody on the Sabre bench was making sure that the referee saw that. You could hear them here screaming down the bench.
Buffalo shooting Toronto 8-7 and leading by 1. 7.5 to go in the period. Here's Bogosian ripping it in. Kept it around into the corner. They jam at it on the boards. Try to pry it free is Casey Bailey. And now it's tipped out to center ice and taken away by Bogosian. On for Weber. Weber's pass hit a skate. Dalpe chases after it and gets it back to Bogosian again. Bogosian leading the rush through center. Sends it on for Hodgson. Hodgson trying to get away from Riley. Riley got away with one there. Back to the point it comes. Weber keeping it in with a long shot. Got knocked down in front of the net. Well, it's recovered by the Leafs, and they'll manage to work it out to center, and it'll be flipped in by Sill. Lindback gets it up on the wing. Hodgson for Dalpe. Dalpe will steer it in on his way to the bench. Phaneuf to Brewer. Back for Dion Phaneuf. He gets it up on the wing. It's deflected in deep into the Buffalo end. Lindback out of the net again. Larson left it there for Strachan on to Ennis. Ennis trying to get away at center. Strachan's got the puck and worked it over to Mazzaros, who drifts it in. Kept in by Buffalo. Steered around behind the goal. Phaneuf getting it back. And he has it stolen away by Ennis. Ennis. Ennis got it in front, and the shot just wide of the net by Molson. Back to the point. Another long shot deflected just wide again. And Brewer scoops it off the glass and gets it to center ice. Strachan tips it back in the other direction. Ennis falls. And it's Brewer who will come up with it. Worked it to center to Van Riemsdyk. Zadorov. In behind the net. Lost it out in front of the shot just wide of the net. Kadri keeping it in there. Backed around on the boards. Taken back by Komarov. Komarov got it behind the Buffalo net. Back to the point it comes now. Worked across ice. The long shot is going to be held as Eriksson let it go. And Lindback hangs on to it. Leafs with some opportunities, but still trailing 1-0 here in the first.
Opportunity. Nice play down low. Watch this saucer pass to Molson. Eric Brewer comes out. Tyler Ennis on the ball making a beautiful pass. And down at the other end, Zadorov gets stripped of the puck. Kadri point blank in front just totally misses the far side on Lindback. You got to give yourself an opportunity.
Face-off to take place in the Buffalo end. Just a little over 5 minutes remaining in the opening period. Smith and Giada. Giada leaves it there, and it's going to be dumped off the boards and sent away to center ice. And a pass from Foligno to Giada doesn't connect. Hooked back into the corner again. Grigorenko trying to keep it alive. Does. And then gets knocked down, and it's cleared around on the boards and picked up by the Leafs, but they can't get it out. Finally tapping it on to center ice where Strachan recovers. Strachan up on the wing, deflected in by Grigorenko. Gardner sends it through the middle, and over on the wing it goes, picked up by Booth. Booth will drill it in deep. Lindback fires it around on the boards and all the way back out to center ice. So the pass is dumped over and taken by Eriksson. Bogosian trying to get away, got knocked down in behind the net by Bozak. It's fed back across ice to the point it comes. Eriksson holding it in there. Slipped it in behind the Buffalo net. Strachan knocks down his man, goes after the puck, and Delorier got it out through center. Eriksson again for Toronto. He pumped it back in. Sabres recovering. Up the middle it comes. On to Kaleta. Kaleta firing it in. Abraham behind the net, and Bernier almost got caught out of the net, but it deflects to the boards anyway. Dumped up on the wing. Kessel drills it across ice. That banks off the referee into the corner. Van Riemsdyk fanned on it. Kessel holding it in there. Buffalo getting it back, but not out. Held in by Kessel. Kessel to the point, and the shot. They score! Shot taken by Brewer. Deflects into the net behind Lindback, and it's all even at one.
Now Eric Brewer getting his third goal of this season. And it was a cannon from the point. But leading up to this, we'll take a look and see what happened right here. Kessel moves this puck across. Delorier tips this puck in, but it goes off the referee. Raped to Van Riemsdyk, and he's able to gain control of the puck. And this is what it's going to turn into right here. And you see this puck's going to go right by Weber, Van Riemsdyk, and it bounces. This is to get to Mike Weber's feet right there. You see the puck bounce, and that's what threw Lindback off.
Yeah, it ties it all up in one apiece. A little over 3 to go here in the opening period. Panik sends it back into his own end. And chases after a pass that eludes everybody and goes down the ice and is left back there for Benoit. Benoit got away from a check thrown at him by Sill. I think Sill should find out if all his parts are still there. He really ran into the boards when he missed. Down the ice it goes down. Benoit back after it again. Ennis ducks away from Sill. comes through center ice with a pass on to Molson. Tried to get it back to Ennis, but it went behind him. Cleared to the blue line and just out. On to center ice, and Sill takes a hit from Mazzaros. And then Sill's stick came up and caught Bogosian right in the face. There's going to be a penalty coming up here. Bogosian knows it, so he doesn't go after Sill. Buffalo keeping it in with a shot. Bernier kicked it away. Larson's got it in the corner, and the delayed penalty coming up against Toronto. The Leafs come up with the puck, and now the whistle goes. I'm pretty sure I got the right guy this time.
Yeah, you did. Zach Sill's going. And he's going to get tied up along the wall with Zach Bogosian. And I give him credit. He kind of hung around a little bit because I think he knew he made a big boo-boo. And he was concerned about Zach, the way he went down. He stood there for a couple seconds just looking as the play goes on. Because he hit Zach extremely hard in the side of the head. And you see his face. Almost as he turns, it's like, uh-oh, oh no. And luckily Zach's up and going. But Sill's been charged with high sticking here. Sabres going on the power play.
Grigorenko winning the draw. Mazzaros a shot, and that was in the mesh, and now finally the whistle goes. This Sabres power play brought to you by New Wave Energy, your local energy supplier and the power behind the Buffalo Sabres.
If I was this power play for the Buffalo Sabres, I'd look for Andre Mazzaros every time he had the puck and he was in the opening. Feed the hot hand.
Well, he let it go, but
the guys from the Toronto bench are even giving him a hard time, and he's laughing a little bit.
And he takes his shot, and that one bounces up in the air, comes all the way to the boards, recovered by the Leafs, and Komarov will slip it down the ice. Buffalo coming on with less than 2 to go here in the opening period. Mazzaros drifting it in. Steered around on the boards, recovered by the Leafs, and now comes but not out. Mazzaros holding it in. Back to the point. Mazzaros, he swings it on to Foligno. Foligno, Mazzaros takes his shot. Deflected right in front. Hudson tried to chip it in. Round behind the net. Kept in by Buffalo. Swung back into the corner. Kept in by Foligno. Foligno whipped it back to the point. Mazzaros leaving it there to Grigorenko. Grigorenko got it across ice, but Benoit couldn't reach it. Held in by Hudson. Hudson with a minute to go on the penalty. Mazzaros blasted one, and that'll go out of play again. WGR Sports Radio 550, proud to pay tribute to Sabres great player and broadcaster Mike Robitaille in the no-holds-barred roast Wednesday, April 15th at the Seneca Niagara Event Center. Roasters include John Murphy, Mars Dion, Howard Simon, Brian McFarland. For tickets, call 716-843-0111 or email to WGRroast@WGR550.com. Here's a chance for Buffalo again. And Molson tipped it wide of the net. And now the Leafs trying to bring it back in a short-handed situation. But Bogosian comes over to step in front of his check. And gets it around behind the net for Larson. Back to Bogosian. Half a minute remaining in the penalty and about 5 seconds more than that to go in the period. Brought in by Ennis. He tried to scoot it in front. He did. Molson on his backhand tips it around to Ennis. Ennis keeping it in there. The other side, a shot right on, and Bernier looked that one right into his pads.
Now the Sabres get a good opportunity. Ennis, Molson doing their magic once again. Tyler Ennis feeds the puck across to Matt Molson on his forehand, and he just tries brushing this puck towards Jonathan Bernier, but he comes up with a big save. But what a difference on this power play when Tyler Ennis is in the lineup. He's able to carry the puck up the ice, and he backs the defense off, buys himself an awful lot of time, and he makes a beautiful pass.
Back for Bogosian. Got it into the slot. Larson's shot deflected off a skate, and the Leafs steer it out to center ice. Trying to get away with Smith. Couldn't do it. Padre gets in over the line. He took a hit. And he manages to recover and drifts it across ice, and the first period comes to an end.
Decent period for the Sabres. They had their feet moving, being physical down low, doing the little things they needed to, keeping the puck in the offensive zone and trying to rotate it, getting it to the net.
Big crowd here at First Niagara Center watching as the Leafs and the Sabres end the first in a 1-1 tie.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Buffalo Sabres. Brought to you by the Ford F-150 with EcoBoost. Built Ford tough. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Brought to you by your Buffalo Hyundai dealers. Brought to you by Documentelligence and Konica Minolta, the official office technology company of the Buffalo Sabres. Get tomorrow's office today. The New York State Smokers Quit Line. For help quitting, talk to your doctor or call 866-NY-QUITS.
Here are the highlights from period number 1. 6:48 in. Cody Hodgson does some good work. You would have assumed he'd get an assist on the play, but there was a few little pinball reactions before it found Zach Dalpe and then the back of the net. So the assists go to Ellis and Mazzaros, but here, more pinball play. This time out the stick of Delorier, and then a bounce, and then through traffic and past Anders Lindback. That kind of period for the netminders, that kind of period for Buffalo. We're seeing it more often of late, a positive Corsi number. It also speaks to what we spoke of earlier, Brad, and that was a little bit of a sleepy Maple Leaf team for at least the first half of that period. But Buffalo's push, if you will, for shots on goal came from the red zone area. So Jonathan Bernier is going to have to be wary of that tonight. And obviously that's exactly where Zach Dalpe was standing when he was able to touch that one home for his first as a Sabre, first of this season. Possession numbers throughout that opening 20 as the Sabres get set to make their way back onto the ice. 10:45 to 9:15. The Leafs actually held the puck for a little bit longer in the offensive zone as well with that puck possession. So with that, we'll see what happens in period number 2. Brad, one quick thing you're looking for in the second.
You know what? I'm looking for the Buffalo Sabres to come out with energy because they've seen and sensed that this is an opportunity in a game that they can win. I'd expect the leadership, Zach Bogosian leading the way.
All right, to RJ and Razor for period 2.
Well, Zach Bogosian is on the ice to start this second period. Well, she's not out there alone. Grigorenko will face off against Bozak. Nobody in the penalty box. And then Foligno tips it back to Bogosian. On to Foligno. He scoops it in over the line. It's rolled right back to the blue line again and cleared in. Buffalo had to tag up. And Brewer in behind the net. Eric Brewer on to center. Kessel works his way in, tipped it in down low to Bozak, taken away by Bogosian. And he forces it up along the boards. Gianta still with the puck. Thing won't settle down, and now it goes to center ice. Canuck gets it up on the wing and gets knocked down by Gianta. Here's a chance now. They score! Van Riemsdyk walking right in on goal, shovels it home, and the Leafs quickly take a 2-1 lead.
Well, James Van Riemsdyk getting his 25th goal of this season, and it's a beauty. Nice quick pass play right here. He goes to the backhand and leaves it hanging out there, and he draws Lindback out, and when he comes out, he opens up a little bit, but he opens up, he leaves the far side. It looks like he beat him on the ice. It's inside. Let's take a look here. Does it go through him? Yes, it does. 5-hole as he opens up. Van Riemsdyk has put the Toronto Maple Leafs up 2-1 here early in this second.
Leafs with 2 in a row. Here's another chance, and that one goes high off the stick of Kadri and into the mesh.
I had an opportunity to speak to Tom Cool in between periods, and that's something he talked about. Need to be stronger on the puck, stronger in the D zone. Way too many turnovers, giving Toronto too many free chances. The careless penalties have to be eliminated, and they need to be more physical. Only 6 hits that period. He goes, we've got to go out, we've got to lean on these guys a lot harder, take their will away a little bit.
Well, they're going to have to start from behind here in the second period. Bozak gets tossed out of the circle. It wasn't Bozak, it was Kadri, I beg your pardon, and back out to center ice. Flip right back into the Buffalo end. Strachan bumped by Komarov. Pass comes on to center again. Mazzaro's trying to get away, but is being hounded back there by Lindstrom. Mazzaro's has it again. Molson couldn't get anywhere, and it ends up back at center ice. Picked up by Ennis, in over the line, kicks it free. Ennis trying to work his way in on goal. Back to the point, long shot, finds the glass. Came right in front of the net again. Bernier steered it away. Now the pass on to Lindstrom. Lindstrom steers it back through the middle. Kadri trying to get through, but Strachan took it off his stick, and now it comes back to the point. And a long shot is going to be grabbed and held by Lindback.
Andre Mazzaros has had the lucky hand offensively, but he's been doing a heck of a job defensively too. And with Tyson Strachan tonight, the two of them doing a great job standing up. These are the two guys not backing in. They're using their sticks, keeping it in the lane, making it very difficult for the Toronto Maple Leafs to get anything going once they get into the zone. Just keep it simple. Just back off, use your stick, and take that lane away, and that's exactly what Strachan did right there.
Whipped off the boards and on to center ice for Hodgson. He leaves it there, and it's Hudson who gets it right back from Delpy. Hudson took his shot, it was deflected wide. Zadorov holding it in, around to Delpy. Delpy trying to get away behind the net, being hounded by Eriksson. Hudson can't control it, and it's tapped back into the Buffalo end. Lindback is out to get it on the boards to Benoit, and he got it out to center ice for Veroni. Veroni in over the line. Veroni doesn't shoot. Hudson does, and it's kicked around the boards and all the way back into the Buffalo end. Weber on the wing to Veroni. On for Hudson. Hudson steering it into the corner. Kaleta charges in there. Kaleta trying to get away from Riley in behind the net. Still battling for the puck, but it's finally slipped free and knocked ahead by Pontic, but not out of the zone. Delorier keeping it in. Delorier's backhand at the side of the net. Delorier tracks it down again. Tried to feed it on to the corner to Ennis, but it's broken up by Riley and tapped out to center. Then Delorier steers it in over the line, slapped away from him, and the Leafs will bring it back again with a pass that comes up in the wing that's brought in by Smith. Bogosian getting it back. Ellis got it up on the wing. Kaleta tried to get away, couldn't do it. Then he steals the puck back again and brings it in over the Leaf line. 3.5 gone here in the second period. A pass from Phaneuf ahead. And brought back in by Smith. And the shot gets blocked by Strachan. Smoked all the way around on the boards, and Giada comes to center. Giada flipping it. Bernier comes out to play it away off the boards. Toronto bringing it right back again to Phaneuf. Phaneuf takes his shot. Lindback got an arm on that. Held in by Van Riemsdyk. Into the corner for Bozak. Bozak around behind the Buffalo net. Still controlling the puck. Comes all the way back to the point. Clears it in right beside the net, and one too many passes. Otherwise it might have been 3-1. Now rode back into the Leaf end. Bozak chops it all the way around on the boards, and it's scooped out to center. And rolled back into the corner. Benoit can't get it out. Came out in front of the shot. Fired wide around on the boards and held in again by the Leafs. Brewer keeping it in there. Buffalo breaking it up. On it goes to Ennis. Back for Molson. Molson leaving it there for Larson. Larson tried to get away. Knocked off his stick. Picked up by Lindstrom. Lindstrom then elects to go back to center ice. Put two of his teammates offside. Komarov leaving it for Brewer. 5 minutes gone here in the second period. And it's tipped in all the way down to Lindback. Banked off the boards to center ice to Larson. Leaves it for Ennis. Back to the point it comes, and Ennis had hole half of the net, but his puck jumped away from him. Ennis kicks it around behind the goal. Picks it up again. Ennis trying to get away. Gets knocked down. And it's cleared away to the blue line and swung on to center ice. Leafs with an opportunity, and a back pass right on Riley's stick, and he lets it rip, and Lindback is there to hang on to it.
The second period, the Sabres come out. They're skating. They're moving, but they're not moving smart. This forecheck right here. Check this out. puck goes in. The goaltender comes out and plays it. Two Sabres go directly at him. Look, both guys get caught back in the zone, not there to get back into the forecheck in time. And then you go to the other end as well. Zadorov trying to make this nice pass across. It goes right off the heel of Ennis.
Leafs keep it in on the face-off. Lupul's shot gets knocked down, took another whack at it, but dribbled off into the corner. Weber came over to finish off his check. Booth on the center ice and brought in by Veroni with a shot, and he ripped it just wide. Lupul starting back. He gunned it ahead. That'll miss the net. Bogosian picking it up and leaving it there for Veroni, who dished it off into the corner. Weber back to Bogosian. And he swings it around to Weber. Got it around to Hodgson and out to center. Picked off there by Brennan. And brought back in on the offside. 13:47 to go. We're in the second period. Toronto is in front, 2-1.
47 left in this second period. Our New York State Smokers Quitline trivia question. Back in the first period, we told you Bob Sweeney scored 2 shorthanded goals in 1995. Well, who is the last Buffalo Sabre to score 2 shorthanded goals in one game?
And this might surprise you, folks.
You think?
Yep. I think.
For the amount of ice time that guy had.
Yeah, well, he certainly did that.
He did
that.
He was a bull in the ice time, I'll tell you that.
And the puck is Veroni trying to get away at the Leaf blue line. He kicked it in over the line. Nice nifty move and got it around behind the Toronto net. Well, Veroni reached for it again. It jumps up in the air. Zadorov couldn't keep it in. And Buffalo has to come out and regroup. Pass on to center ice. Kicked in over the line by Casey Bailey. Zadorov shovels it along the boards to Dalpe and on to center ice for Veroni. On it comes now for Hudson. Hudson back it comes to Benoit. He's swung in front of the net but broken up, fired around on the boards and taken to the blue line but not out. Sabres kept it in momentarily. Now it's flipped out to center. Wrapped right back in again by Benoit, who wants to get to the bench. Pass in behind the Toronto net. Came right out in front, and his backhand gets knocked down by a leg. Nice play by Foligno to keep it alive. Back he comes down to Mazzaros. His shot doesn't get through. Strachan keeping it in there. Got it in behind the net. Came right out in front. Grigorenko tipped it toward the net, and Bernier will hang on to it.
Well, Mike Grigorenko had a great opportunity in standing in front. And the feed's going to come from behind. But not able to bury it on Jonathan Bernier. Marcus Foligno does some nice work down low, feeds the puck out front. Grigorenko stops the puck, and as he goes to take the shot, he whiffs. He misses the puck.
And Larson winning the draw for Buffalo. Fed back into Molson. Molson trying to leave it in behind the net for Larson, but he couldn't get there in time. And at least Bozak can't make it move. So Phaneuf sends it through the middle and down into the Buffalo end. Bogosian in the corner. He can't control it. Taken back by Van Riemsdyk. Bogosian's all over him. Dips it back in behind the net. Kessel swings it to the point. Brewer holding it in. And to the corner. Weber taking it back again. Weber getting it up on the wing for Ennis. Ennis poked it free and on to center for Molson. Back to Ennis. Ennis getting it over the line. Larson dropped it back and the shot is knocked out of play as Bogosian comes in. And Buffalo moving the puck around great. Tonight's Fan Advantage keyword is rival. Make sure to check out the raffle section in the Fan Advantage store for your chance to win a game used puck signed by Dominic Hasek. For more information, visit sabres.com/fan advantage.
Zach Bogosian gets a great opportunity. Sabres move it down the ice. Gionta moves it to the outside, back to Bogosian, but just as Bogosian takes the shot, Bozak gets a little piece of his hand and kind of throws him off.
Buffalo keeping it in on the face-off around behind the goal and held in there by Foligno. Gianna trying to steal it away from Kadri. Gianna take a high stick right in the yap, and Kadri's getting the penalty.
Now Kadri's going to the box here for high sticking. Just good battle down low. Ryan Gionta trying to make things happen here. With the puck, battling along the wall. Tommy Coolin talked about needed to be stronger on the puck, winning those battles. And this is exactly what he was doing right here. When you do this, you draw penalties. And Kadri not able to keep up to Brian Gionta. Sabres going back on the power play here for the second time tonight.
Tipped in behind the net, picked up by Brewer. He's got lots of time to float down the ice. Bogosian on to Ennis. Ennis scoots in to Leaf territory. Dropped it back to the point. On it goes to Bogosian. He'll get it to Gionta. Gionta to the hash mark, steering it back into the corner. Gionta after it again. Working into the slot. Now back it comes to Bogosian. On the other side, Bogosian one-timer, and that got blocked and comes to center ice. And it's going to be tipped ahead, but Bogosian takes back the pass that was intended for Komarov. On to center for Larson. Leaving it to Ennis. Ennis slips in over the blue line. Ennis still with the puck to Bogosian. Bogosian with less than a minute to go on the penalty, and he flipped that one, and that goes out of play.
Earlier, James Van Riemsdyk with some nifty little play down below the goal line. Watch this. He's under pressure by Bogosian. Realize he's got a man coming behind the net. This nice little drop pass right between the legs of Zach Bogosian to his man. That's vision. You know where everybody's going. You knew your man was coming in behind you. Little support down low, and he's able to make a nifty little pass to him.
Buffalo keeping it in, still with the man advantage. On to Ennis. Ennis looking around, trying to find an open man. Back it comes to Bogosian. He'll take his shot, and Bernier saw that one coming and just hangs onto it.
Yeah, the Sabres need to make it a little more difficult here on Bernier, especially the second period. All the shots that are coming through, he's able to see clean. And on this power play, you got to make it as difficult as possible. You got to hold and maintain that position in front. Make him get out high. Make him start looking around you. Get him moving a little bit.
Hudson shot didn't make it through. Foligno trying to keep it alive for Buffalo and swings it back to the point. Another shot deflects and goes back into the corner. Foligno after it again. Foligno bumped into Erickson. Foligno's got it again, takes his shot, and that one ends up going into the mesh in behind the net. Only 22 seconds left in the Kadri penalty.
And Erickson's complaining here that there should be a penalty. Marcus Foligno in his follow-through catches him up in the face area. But he argues, and he's not getting anywhere with it.
The referee did say something to Foligno, though, maybe saying keep it down if he can. There's Mazzaros tapping it off to the side. Grigorenko for Mazzaros. On to Benoit. Benoit flipped it right through the goal crease. Foligno couldn't connect on it. Came out in front again. Hudson to Foligno. To Grigorenko. Grigorenko's got it again. Can't get his shot away, though, and taps it back to Benoit as the Leafs return to full strength. Out in front of the net, the backhand by Grigorenko goes wide. And around on the boards and set away to center ice. Toronto coming back in over the line. Looking to slide it in front of the net. That's broken up, and away goes Foligno. Waving it to Hudson. Hudson gains the Leaf line. Took the long shot. Bernier steered off into the corner, kept in by Foligno. Ellis off the bench, charging after it. Ellis swings it and put it right through the goal crease. Bogosian moves up to hold it in there. Kaleta runs into Komarov, who went down heavily. Back to the point it comes and tapped across ice. Kept in with Weber, and there's his shot that gets sent back into the corner. Kept in by Buffalo again. Delorier's backhand knocked away. Back for Bogosian. He takes the long shot, and that's trapped by Bernier against his shoulder, and then Kadri comes over and wants to take a little bit of Kaleta home with him after Kaleta just destroyed his line mate Komarov. 8.5 to go here in the second period. Toronto with a 2-1 at your Toyota dealer.
Now Pat Kaleta causing as much disturbance as he can right here. Just hammering Komarov along the wall. And down he goes, and then as the whistle went, Kadri comes across and tries to address it and everything, but nothing came out of it. But just Pat Kaleta doing an excellent job along the wall, being strong. Once again, getting back to what Tommy Kulin talked about, being nasty, angry along the wall, and winning those battles.
The Leafs give up with the puck, but Riley can't get it out, and it's chipped around behind the net. And floated away to center ice. And they whistle it down, tip of the high stick.
Yeah, Bozak, as that puck was fluttering by him, it's up over his shoulders. He's going to use the shaft of his stick to put it back down onto the ice. Everybody instantly made that call.
Leafs have only 3 shots here in the second period, but one of them went in to give them the lead. Buffalo has 8. Gardner tips it around on the boards, and it's steered along the wing to Bozak and out to center ice. Van Riemsdyk can't reach it. Molson takes it back and brings it in, and that's offside. But there's signals crossed there.
For the team to get the best possible result, it requires hard work, talent, and passion.
Let our team at Cellino Barnes help you get the best possible result.
Got 8 minutes remaining here in the second period. Grigorenko rolling it back, and it's going to be fired in by Strachan. Punched up along the boards by Strachan and down the ice. Mazzaros the first one back after it, but they're going to call it an icing. I thought maybe it might have been touched on its way down, but apparently not.
Sounded like it did when it came off the wall right in front of the Sabres bench at the blue line. And they actually started to make the puck kind of wobble a little bit as it went down the ice, but no call made.
Goes to the boards, chopped along the wall, but not out. Kept in by Buffalo. And around behind the net, Foligno reaching for it. And the Leafs will clear the zone and send it down into the Sabre end. Strachan for Grigorenko. He got it ahead. Off Foligno, didn't see it. Then lost it. Kept in by Kadri and off a skate and out to center and knocked right back in again, but taken away by Mazzaros. Mazzaros in over the line. He tried to clear it in front. It deflects around behind the net. Mazzaros left it there, and the shot right on by Grigorenko. Buffalo to Grigorenko again. Grigorenko with a wraparound. Comes all the way across ice. Held in by Strachan. On into the corner. Foligno takes it back. Foligno slides it free. A quick shot is going to come around, but Strachan will keep it in again for the Sabres. Giada got it in front. There's a shot that gets deflected. Get back to Grigorenko, and he shot it wide. And now it comes out in front of the net, and the Leafs will get a chance to bring it out on a 3-on-2. In over the Buffalo blue line. They score! Dragging it free and letting it rip was Nazem Kadri to give Toronto a 3-1 lead.
That's Kadri's 18th goal of the season. It's just a rush. Turns into like a 2-on-1. You get it back. Strachan gets in to eliminate it, a 2-on-2. But as you see, the man driving through, so important. And Kadri just finds his way across into that sweet spot, into the slot area. And you see momentum taking Strachan back with the first player. Mazzaros has got Kadri at the end of his stick. But he just curls and drags it enough to get himself into that shooting lane and able to get the shot off. But a nice job by the man driving through, pushing everything back, which opened it up for Nazem Kadri coming down the wall.
So Toronto has scored 3 unanswered goals since falling behind early. Long pass deflected in wide of the Buffalo net. Chopped around on the boards by Veroni. And Veroni's got it again in the corner. And he's got a little room and sends it up on the wing to center ice. Veroni darting after it. In over the leaf line. Clears it back to Benoit. Takes his shot. Went wide of the net. In behind the goal. And Hudson scores. Cody Hudson with a wraparound. And Buffalo just like that. Right back in it.
Jonathan Bernier, he got down and he could not get back up. He tried 2 or 3 times to get up and he couldn't. And Cody Hodgson getting his 6th of the year, and he needed that. He had a couple defensemen creeping too far ahead of him in the scoring race. But look at this. He can't get up. He tried 2 or 3 times, and then Bernier just started fishing, not knowing where to go, one side to the other. And he leaves the left side of the net wide open. And Hodgson on the wraparound on the backhand puts it off the skate of Jonathan Bernier into the net.
Last 2 goals coming but 30 seconds apart here in the second period. Riley taps it over on the wing and gets it right back from Gardner. Now Riley slipping it ahead. Bogosian came over to take out his man, went around behind the net. Weber kicked it on into the corner, but picked up by Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk leaves it there. And it's rolled out to center where Ennis can't get away. Kessel brings it back in, but they've whistled it down on an offside. 5:36 remaining in the second period, and Buffalo gets back to within 1.
2 shorthanded goals in the game. Answer, Alex Zhidnik scored 2 shorthanded goals on March 19th, 1998 in a 6-1 win over the Florida Panthers.
And the Sabres have scored on 3 occasions prior to that, 3 shorthanded goals in the game. And I remember one very vividly that took place at the old U.S. Air Arena in Washington in the Capitals' first year in the National Hockey League. Fans were not very well versed on rules. They knew all the football rules, and we used to broadcast from down amongst the crowd is where our location was. And after the second shorthanded goal, Buffalo took another penalty, and a leather-lunged individual standing behind me stood up and screamed, "Decline the penalty!" And it made sense. You know, if you were talking about football, it would have worked. Didn't matter. The Sabres got another one before the game was over, and 3 in all in that game. There's puck now back into the leaf end, and it's going to be gunned up the middle, and it bounces in over the line. Kessel's got a chance. And a goal, and Lindback made the save. Larson tipping it to center, but giving it away to Riley. And Riley slaps it back in the other direction, pays the penalty as Larson dropped him. Shoveled around behind the net. Bozak picks it up. Bozak back to Phaneuf. He took a screen shot, and that's grabbed and held by Lindback.
Now it's Phil Kessel. Reasonably quiet here tonight. Getting his best opportunity coming down the off wing. And he tries to make the move, trying to get Lindback to open up a little more, and he did. He just stayed with him. And there was 0 place for Phil Kessel to put that puck. Told today he's the most gifted natural talent that a lot of these guys have ever seen, and they just wish sometime he'd get in shape just to see how good he actually could be.
Here's the puck in behind the Buffalo net. It slides out in front, but it's taken away by Kaleta, and Kaleta can't get it out. And Kaleta comes over and finishes his check on Bailey. Strachan tipped it on into the corner, and up on the wing it comes for Delorier. Delorier will scoot that one in. It'll be knocked down, and is finally worked over to T.J. Brennan. And it goes all the way down the ice, and no icing, clear around behind the net. Now dribble along the boards to the point with a long shot, and that one deflects and goes up into the mesh again, and probably a good thing because I don't think Lindback has seen it.
You're right, he had no idea. He started looking around. But the shot was taken by Lidstrom, and it deflected quickly, and it just went straight up in the air over the glass into the mesh. And after the whistle went, or just the second before, Lindback just looking around trying to find it to make sure it was not laying in front of him anywhere.
Zadorov cranks it up and sends it around on the boards, but it missed everybody, and it's going to come right back. But don't miss Rob Ray on WGR 550. He takes you inside the locker room, gives you a player's view when he joins Shope and Bulldog. Game days at 4 on the home of the Buffalo Sabres, WGR Sports Radio 550. Kadri is out to take this face off against Grigorenko and win the draw. Back to the point. Phaneuf with a blast that misses. Goes to the corner to Lindstrom. He gets away behind the net. Sends it back for Phaneuf. Tried to clear it into the slot, and it's tapped free and comes to center ice with a pass to Grigorenko. One man back, but the one man that was back took the puck away. That was Phaneuf. Benoit. Gunned across ice. Foligno got it in front, and just failing to connect was Grigorenko. Gionta getting it back to Foligno, to Gionta. He took a shot, but that's taken away in front of the net by Kadri. On to Phaneuf. And up on the wing to Komarov at center. Both teams are doing some changing as Foligno is back after it. And working it to Weber and Bogosian. Up on the wing, deflected in over the line. There's a chance with a backhand taken by Dalpe. Now swung around behind the net. Dalpe takes out Gardner. Buffalo keeping it in. Veroni right on, and Bernier swallows it up and hangs on.
This line, Hodgson, Dalpe, Veroni, creating some opportunity here. Zach Dalpe just finishing along the wall, which in turn gets the puck to Hodgson, across to Veroni. And you see Jonathan Bernier coming out with a pad stack, and he tries going over top of him. But here, Grigorenko drives to the net for that redirection from the pass from Foligno. But all night long, the puck following Mike Grigorenko, getting a couple of good opportunities, whiffing on a couple more. But he's got to keep going because the puck is there all night long so far.
Here's Hodgson around behind the net. He already has a wraparound goal. Still has the puck in the corner, and then he tried to slide it back to the point, but it missed Bogosian by a mile and goes all the way down to Lindback. He worked it into the corner. Weber tipping it free, but not getting it out. Leafs keeping it in with Bozak. Bozak swings it across ice. Riley works in deep. Riley turns in the corner. Back to the point it comes to Gardner. Gardner onto Riley, and he took a shot that's nowhere there in the net, but Kessel keeps it in there and keeps it alive. Chopped around to Bozak. Back to Riley. Riley slides it along the boards. Bogosian taking it away, steering it up the middle again, and it's banked out to center ice. Riley feeds it back in and hustles to the bench. Bogosian got it up on the wing, but didn't get it out of the zone. Lindback comes out to play it off the boards again. Komarov keeping it in, but Bogosian's pass goes to Molson. Molson tried to squeeze it on to Veroni. That's picked off. And the Leafs bringing it back in over the line with Kessel walking in and shooting one right on. Lindback kicked it away. The rebound went off a skate into the corner. Kessel's got it again. And then his pass is deflected out to center ice. Recovered by Brennan. Brought back in by Buffalo's Molson. Molson tried to get it in front to Ennis. Kept in by Mazzaros, who made a nice play, but the Leafs come back 2-on-1. In over the line. And a shot cleared. Wide of the net. Goes all the way into the corner. Molson flipping it ahead. Strachan's pass finds Larson to Ennis. Ennis swings it around behind the goal. And it's taken back by Brennan. Got it to the blue line and finally out to center ice. Dribbled on into the Buffalo corner. Going back after it, Booth battling with Benoit. They jam on the boards with 22 seconds remaining in the period. Ennis trying to get it out of his own end and finally gets some help from Strachan, who flips it on to center ice. Ennis steps in over the line and rolled it around behind the net. Cleared around on the boards. Zadorov missed it. And it goes back into the Buffalo end, and that's the way the second period is going to come to an end.
Well, the Sabres not giving up much in that second period. They gave up the goals, but only 7 shots, limiting them to 16 to this point. Sabres just need to tighten up that defensive zone a little bit, giving them maybe a little more opportunity than they should. They got to start playing in the offensive zone here a little more.
So Toronto manages to score 3 straight to take a 2-goal lead, but Buffalo comes back to narrow the gap. 3-2 after 2.
The dealer of the Buffalo Sabres. That's selection and savings to the nth degree. That's Northtown. Units, Western New York's only organ, eye, tissue, and community blood center. Injured? Don't wait. Call 8. Call Celino and Barnes, Western New York's largest personal injury firm. The Gates Vascular Institute, building a healthier future. Eaton makes it easier. Brought to you by Kia. Visit BuffaloKiaDealers.com to learn more.
It was 1-1 through 20 minutes here at First Niagara Center, and then very early on, 47 seconds in, Phil Kessel finds a wide open James Van Riemsdyk. Tyler Bozak with an assist on the play as well. Then a thing of beauty from Nazem Kadri as he kind of creates a brief triple screen in front of Anders Lindback. Kadri's got 18, Van Riemsdyk's got 25, but there was an answer from Cody Hodgson, his 6th right here as he recognizes the positioning of Jonathan Bernier in goal. Benoit and Barone get assists on the play. Toronto's now up by 1 after 2 periods here at First Niagara Center. Your Vein Treatment Center summary, visit them online at veins.com. Leafs have a 3-2 lead despite being shut out on the power play. They've produced 4 shots with the extra man, but Buffalo's penalty kill is 5 for 5 over the last 3 games. Buffalo's power play, on the other end, 0 for 2 despite 7 shots on goal. A lot of them were from Zach Bogosian, at least in that period, and Rob Ray talked about it, the need for more traffic in front of those Bogosian shots to make life more difficult. We circled that red zone area, and that was an area, again, of a little bit of a push from Buffalo in the second period. It helps translate to an overall edge of 26-16 in shots on goal, and total attempts give Buffalo a +18 Corsi right now. On to the possession numbers. Better for the Sabres in that period, despite the fact they were outscored, and better possession within the offensive zone. So if you're hanging on to it as long as they are, a little bit more creativity, and again, more traffic in front of Bernier, and the answers may be found here in period 3. We'll see you next on the Lexus post-game report, immediately following this final meeting of the year between Toronto and Buffalo. Right now, RJ and Razor with the third.
And Grigorenko and Bozak are about to take the face-off at center ice, and Grigorenko will roll it back, picked up by Bogosian, who banks it off the boards to Gianta. He tried to feed it over on the wing to Foligno, but it was cleared out by Phaneuf, who gets it again. On to Brewer. Brewer's pass hits center ice and is deflected in deep. Lindback out to get it up on the wing. Hold on to center, but Bozak sends it back again. Bogosian takes it away, clears it on to Gianta, who got it to Grigorenko, over to Foligno, took his shot right on. And the save was made by Bernier. And now the Leafs bring it back again in over the line. And that's going to deflect into off Weber and out of play.
Our Hyundai leader, Matt Molson. Career versus Toronto, 24 games, 15 goals, 8 assists for 23 points, and a +3 rating.
You didn't tell me that this was a special day in your life either.
And what was that?
1997, April the 1st, played your 500th NHL game. Now don't tell me you didn't know that.
Honest to God, didn't.
If you haven't prefaced it with that, I might have believed you. Jumps up in the air.
500. It doesn't really matter.
just another day in the life of Rob Ray. In over the line, the shot by Riley goes wide of the net. Kadri keeping it in there. Down goes Larson, and a Leaf penalty coming up.
Lidstrom's going to the box here. And the call is tripping. He hauls down Johan Larsson along the wall. Kind of a needless penalty. Sabres going back on the power play.
Larson looked rather disgusted. I would have thought he might have looked delighted. He just drew a penalty.
He had those little legs going, turning up ice.
Here's the pass now to Bogosian, keeping it in. He flips it back to the point, kept in by Ennis. Ennis swings it over on the side. Giada took his shot, didn't make it through. Trying to go after it again, but it's drilled around on the boards by Phaneuf and kept in by Bogosian. Bogosian got it in front, and Larson couldn't connect. Ennis swings it across ice. Giada sending it in deep, out in front. Matt Moulson was there to cut it home, and a power play goal puts Buffalo in the tie.
Matt Moulson's 13th goal of this season, and it's a big one, tying this game up at 3. Good job by the power play, just working this puck around the outside. Eventually the pass from the corner from Larson. Nice quick pass. Phaneuf's got his stick on Moulson's, not able to contain it enough to prevent the shot. And you see Matt score, and then Phaneuf gives him that extra little slash.
Well, Buffalo battles back from a 3-1 deficit. On to center now, helped in by Veroni. Bernier got to play it behind the net and get it up on the wing for Van Riemsdyk. For Riley. Riley cuts back, loses the puck, and then it's knocked off a stick, and Veroni takes it away. Weber trying to gain center ice so he can clear it in, and does so. Dalby on to Hodgson. Hodgson on one knee, maintaining possession, trying to get it off to Dalby again. He does. Dalby back for Hodgson. He couldn't slide it out in front. He had Veroni up there, but couldn't get it to him. Release Bozak flipping it in deep. Bogosian waiting back behind the net. And it's drifted all the way around on the board for Grigorenko, but he can't get it out. It's kept in by Booth. Finally comes to center ice. And Eriksson slapped it ahead. Komarov got rid of it to the Buffalo blue line. Benoit saw Komarov coming and got away from his check. It's cleared across ice. Sabres trying to keep it in, and do. And Foligno lunges at it, but it bounced free and went right to Lupul. And then he leaves it there, and it's sent off the boards inside the Buffalo line. Pass on for Giada. Giada scoops it over on the wing. Zadorov getting free. Cleared it across ice. Here's a backhand. They score! Matty Ellis takes a perfect pass from Zadorov, and Buffalo gets back in the lead.
Matty Ellis getting his first goal and first point of this season. And what a play. He's going to hang on to this puck one-on-one with Bernier. And he waits him out, and Bernier's like a fish out of water, not able to get across. But good job by Zadorov on the wall, coming up with his puck and making the pass across to Ellis. And look at that, Bernier way out of the net, leaving 3 feet right there, wide open for Matt Ellis.
Well, Buffalo gets a couple of quick ones here in the third to overcome a deficit and to take the lead. Now the Leafs turn to bring it away, and on to center ice it goes. In over the line, Lindback making the save on Smith. Held in by Sill. He tried to jam it in front of the net. Lindback reaches for it and grabs a hold, and no, we got a little action going on behind the net. I don't think it's going to amount to much.
No, you're right. Nothing is coming from this. Everybody just kind of standing there directly behind the net.
Casey Bailey, the rookie who just signed on with Toronto.
Coming out of Penn State as a free agent. Just signed in the last couple of weeks here with Toronto. Giving the goaltender a little extra jab. And he found out quickly, at this level, you do that, you're going to draw some attention to yourself.
Company's coming. Leafs keeping it in. The shot deflected wide of the net. Let go. And Weber taking it back. Weber flings it all the way around from Olsen to Weber. His pass is picked off at center ice and dumped back in by Lindstrom. Weber hooks it around on the boards for Molson. He gets checked from behind, recovers again, and gets some help from Bogosian. Bogosian is denied. And finally gets it up on the wing to Larson. Larson will send it in deep. Goes to the corner to Bozak, who shoveled it around to Riley, who let it go all the way around to Gardner. Back to center. Kessel getting in over the blue line. He dropped it back. Goes after the return pass. It's in behind the net. Tipped around the boards. Morgan Riley keeping it in there. Riley digs down low, going to the corner, trying to shake Hodgson, who stays right with him. Riley got his shot away, but that's broken up, but it's popped back into Leaf territory. Dalpe chasing after it. Gardner getting there first. 5 minutes gone here in the third period. Leafs bringing it back into Buffalo territory, out in front of the net. Deflects all the way across ice, picked up by Kessel. Kessel to the point. Brewer's shot. That misses. Back into the corner. Came out in front again, but it's picked off and sent up on the wing, and Dalpe starts away. And rolling it in over the line. Sabres are making a wholesale change here. And the Leafs bring it back. Van Riemsdyk deflecting it down the ice, and he scurries to the bench. Zadorov. Watched by Komarov. Benoit for Zadorov. Got it up on the wing and on to center. Foligno couldn't get away. Finally flipped it in, but the Leafs get it back again. Phaneuf's pass. Through the middle it goes. In over the line to Komarov. He spins. He's still got the puck. He elects to send it down low. Bounces around behind the net for Lupul. Lupul chasing after it. He keeps it in there, but then he gives it away, and the pass goes to center for Grigorenko. Grigorenko bouncing it in. Gianta trying to keep it alive for Buffalo. It's held in there by Foligno. Gianta swings it back along the boards. Penalty coming up here, and it's going to go to the Leafs. 13 and a half to go in the third period. Buffalo has bounced back to take a 4-3 lead.
Dion Phaneuf in the box for hooking right here. Trying to tie up Marcus Foligno, ends up finishing him off. But just a weak penalty. I don't know why he was even trying to get his stick in there, trying to get it on Marcus. Keep the stick across your back, finish him into the wall. And the Sabres 1 for 3 on the power play. Not a good penalty for Mr. Phaneuf to take.
Ennis and Bogosian playing the points. Ennis trying to keep it in. He does. Swings it down low into the corner. Molson taps it around on the other side. Back to Bogosian. Now to Ennis. Ennis swings it across ice. Larson. Bogosian takes his shot. Hit right in left, just wide by Molson. Banked off the boards and down into the Buffalo end. And Lindback is way out of the net to play it around behind the net to get it away from Zach Sill. Cross ice pass to Larson. Larson comes through center. He gets it in over the line. And jams it around behind the goal. Molson catching up with it. Back to Bogosian. To Molson again. Molson steers it along the boards. Held in by Gianta to Larson. And Gianta couldn't get it back to the point, and Sill flips a backhand down the ice. And as Ennis goes back after it, a minute remaining in the Phaneuf penalty. Bogosian gets a return pass from Ennis and comes through the middle and into the Leaf end. And he whips it around behind the net all the way back to Ennis. Ennis pulling free from Pontic, still has the puck. Ennis spins it over and now to Bogosian, back to Ennis. Ennis takes his shot, but that got blocked by Pontic. Ennis has got it again to Bogosian. Bogosian slipping it along the boards. Gianta in front of the net, deflected just wide by Larson. And it comes to the line, but not out. Held in by Bogosian. Well, the Leafs try to get it out of there, and finally it's tapped ahead by Bozak and down into the Buffalo end with only 10 seconds remaining in the penalty. Brought right back by Veroni, and he has to chase back after it again. Swings it over to Strachan off the bench, up ahead, and deflected in deep and out of play.
And New York Lottery inside the numbers. The last 3 games, the Sabres have outscored their opponents 7-1 in the third period.
Veroni winning the draw from Kadri. It's tapped in by Delpy, but taken back by Gardner. He gets it up on the wing to Van Riemsdyk with a pass ahead to Kadri. Dumped it to an open wing. Leafs managed to keep it in there again. Here's a shot from the side of the net. That's kicked away. Oh, back to Gardner, who holds it in to Kadri. Kadri drops it off. Kessel flipped it into the slot area, and it goes out to center ice. Less than 11 to go here in the third period. Buffalo leading by 1. Van Riemsdyk. He'll whistle in over the Buffalo blue line. Cleared back to Riley. Riley, and he took his shot, but it deflects and goes off of Veroni and way out of play.
The official First Niagara Sabres debit MasterCard has arrived. Stop by your local branch or go to firstniagara.com/sabres for details.
So with the face-off deep in the Buffalo end, it'll be Grigorenko to take the draw against Bozak. Maybe. Gianta goes right through the circle and lines up along the boards. Tip free and taken away to center ice by Benoit. Benoit spins it in. That goes in deep, but the Sabres winning the race to the puck. As Foligno got there first. Now it's knocked down in front of the net, and Grigorenko's shot was blocked. Back out to center ice for Phaneuf. Steers it in over the line. Bozak had to clear it in. Benoit breaks it up. And it's tipped around on the boards, but not out of the zone. Lupul holding it in. Lupul slides it, and then Bozak keeps it in. Back to Lupul again. Got it out in front, and Foligno is there to take it away. Foligno rolling it out to center ice. Bozak trying to bring it back in, and he does, but it's way outside, and the Leafs have to clear the zone to remedy that. They still haven't cleared the zone. I don't know where the heck Komarov's going. He's so far offside. That doesn't matter because Bogosian's going to get it away to center anyway and clear it in deep. Back in around behind the net, worked around on the boards for Pontic, and there's a penalty coming up here. A slashing call is going to Toronto. And so T.J. Brennan will go halfway through the third period with Buffalo holding a 4-3 lead. Of the Buffalo Sabres, and Patrick Kaleta just levels Leo Komarov along the boards. Komarov almost lost his hat. Kaleta got lots of attention, but he skated away, and everybody lived happily ever after.
And T.J. Brennan's in the box for Slash. Take a look at it right behind the net, right here. Play starts going up. He just takes a stick and gives Nick Deslauriers a shot in the back of the legs, and the referee saw it.
Well, tip back for Bogosian, keeping it in there, swings it, tried to get it to Molson, hit the back of the net. Molson got it out in front, but broken up by Sill, who sends it off the boards and down the ice. Pass for Bogosian again, chased around by Komarov. Deflected on into the corner. Ennis shoving in there along with Phaneuf, but it's kept in by the Sabres back at the point. Now another shot, and that one just missed. Comes all the way around on the boards. Bogosian to Ennis. Ennis He elects to hang on to the puck and send it back to Bogosian. On the other side, Larson blasts it. That's good. Stopped before it got to the net. And the Leafs get it up in the air. Now they'll get a chance to bring it out. And if they hustle, it'll be a 3-on-2. But it's not going to be. And Bogosian just missed Komarov. Came in front of the net. And a great opportunity for Toronto. Let's tip back to center again. Less than a minute remaining in the penalty. Leafs. Eriksson firing it down the ice. And the pass goes up on the wing and is brought in by Baroni. He gets checked right at the blue line, however. And Panik comes back in the other direction. He dropped it off and it bounced in front of the net, but it's cleared up on the wing and Baroni comes away. Baroni getting in over the line. Cleared it across ice. There's a pass right in front and Mazaros was there but couldn't get his stick on it. Back come the Leafs. Brought in by Booth. And he took a shot that's going to be right on and be held by Lindback with 18 seconds to go in the Leaf penalty.
Andre Mazaros feeling it out there. He wants to be involved in everything. And you watch him just drive all the way up through the gut of the ice, gets himself planted in front, looking for the redirection. And as soon as the turnover comes, he's the first guy burying his head, coming back the other way. Getting back into good defensive positioning.
Weber swings around behind his net. They got time for another rush before the penalty expires. Brought in by Grigorenko. Grigorenko took his shot and Bernier's going to trap it there, and only 5 seconds remaining in the penalty now.
Grigorenko just taking this puck wide, and it just continues to follow him here tonight. And you'd like to see him have a little success offensively with the puck. He just tries to get the puck to the front of the net as Foligno's going through.
Brewer getting it up on the wing to Kessel. And Kessel elects to swing around and go back into his own end. Allows Buffalo to make a change. Kessel gets in over the line, gets checked. And Grigorenko spins it off the boards to center ice. Brewer on to Gardner. Gardner leading this rush. He brings it in over the blue line and chases after it on the wall and gets knocked down from behind by Bogosian. It's cleared free and goes to center again. Delorier steering it in. Ellis goes charging in there and cuts in front of Bozak to keep it alive for Buffalo. Then Bozak gets it back and dribbles it around behind the net to Phaneuf. Got it up on the wing to Van Riemsdyk. He knocked it out to center. Ellis dropping it back. Zadorov up with it. 6.5 to go here in the third period. Buffalo leading by 1. Benoit flipped it and got it to center. That's knocked down and brought back in by Kadri. Kadri makes a nice move to get around left and left it there. It's come wide of the net by Lindstrom. All the way around on the boards and out of the zone. Riley comes up with it. He had to wait for his teammates to get onside. He finally gets it on to Kadri. Kadri dropped it back. Quick shot by Lindstrom right on. Lindback making the save. That'll go to the corner. Lindstrom going after it again. It should slide free now to Kadri. Long shot from the point. Doesn't get through. It's knocked down and brought away by Zadorov. Zadorov whipping it in and heading off for a rest. Leafs with a chance to bring it back again and do on the wing to Panik. Panik digging in deep, goes behind the net. Shakes off a check from Strachan and gets it back to the point to Eriksson. He'll shoot one that'll go wide. The rebound tapped also wide of the net. Bodies tumbling in the corner, but Buffalo comes up with the puck. Got back by Grigorenko. Feeds it in. Foligno charging in after it. Got all tangled up with Phaneuf. Now the pass to center ice. Komarov getting in over the line. Komarov digs around behind the net. Down he goes. Penalty coming up here to Buffalo. And Weber's going to get the gates. With 4:59 remaining in the third period, the Leafs go on the power play, trailing by a score of 4-3. Let's go places. Phil Kessel thought he was going to go places. He tried to cut it on goal, and Lindback stayed down and made the save on him. The Toyota big save of the game.
He's been good once again here tonight, facing 22 shots, surrendering 3 goals.
And the Leafs now with the man advantage. And it's knocked off the boards by Bogosian. And that'll send Riley going back after it. He's out there at one point. Phaneuf on the other. Riley now scoots it up on the wing and gets it in deep and chases after it himself. Strachan, however, knocked it around into the corner. Flip back in the other direction. There's Strachan to send it all the way down the ice. Phaneuf. Leaves it. And now it's brought in over the line by Kessel, who leaves it to Bozak. Back to the point it comes. Enough trying to clear it in front. Deflected, but slapped off the glass and all the way back down again. Bernier scoots it off into the corner. Now Toronto with another run. A minute to go in the penalty. Kessel hangs onto it on the wall, guns it across ice, and Phaneuf had to jump over his stick. Tipped around for Kessel again. He got it into the slot and gets it right back. Back to the point it comes. Phaneuf's shot didn't make it through, and it's cleared off the boards, and Foligno up with it, and he dishes it down the ice with a half minute to go in the power play for the Leafs.
Mark.
Gardner. On to Kadri. Kadri whipped it in over the line, but it's an offside. Watch this year's NCAA Basketball National Championship at 716 Food and Sport. 716 will feature interactive in-game prizes, a mini basketball free throw competition, live pep band, and a whole lot more. Reserve your seats at 716foodandsport.com.
And when I talk about paying a price, win a game like this. So this shot was taken by Phaneuf. Marcus Foligno got it right in the palm of his hands.
Ouch.
And he just caught another one. He saved me. Thank you.
Didn't you tell him that this was your 500 game anniversary today?
That's why he stopped it, so I didn't get hit. But man, just coming out, blocking shots like that, he just opened up the palm of his hand and he took that slap shot right square in the palm.
Not much padding there, is there?
There's nothing.
Well, Foligno now is doing a little pushing and shoving off to the side. But the puck is finally dropped. And it's going to be cleared in. Bounced around behind the net and ripped all the way down the ice. And Bernier way out of the net. Foligno steals it away but couldn't get a shot on. As Toronto power play is over. Leafs bringing it back though. Up to center to Lindstrom. He gets in over the blue line and he gets bumped by Bogosian, but he carries on, slides it right beside the goal. Goes around behind the net into the corner. Larson couldn't get it out of there. Came back to the point. Gardner's quick shot. That finds the glass. Tapped around on the boards again. Back into the corner. Leafs keeping it alive and now dribble 3 and ends up back in Toronto territory. On to Gardner. With his teammates changing, he brings it in over the Buffalo blue line. Still trying to control it. Finally had it taken away, and it's cleared on to Ennis at center. Ennis tipped it back in on a delayed offside. Buffalo tags up, however. 2 minutes to go in regulation. Kessel whipping it in. Bernier heads to the bench. Van Riemsdyk gets it around behind the net. They cleared out in front. Komarov couldn't connect on it. Sent to the boards, but not out. Komarov up with the puck. Mazzaro's chasing after him. Work back to the point. And cleared beside the net. Kessel hit the side of the net. Tap back to the blue line again. Riley keeping it in. There's a shot knocked down in front of the net. It ends up caroling out to center ice. Riley back after it. He got it up on the wing. Van Riemsdyk bounces it. And Lindback had to be careful with that, but there's going to be a penalty coming up here.
Yeah, it's a cross-checking call to the Sabres in front of the net. There's 1:19 left in this third period.
Oh, this makes it rather dicey.
Yes, it does, and it's going to make this very interesting. Tyson Strachan's going to the box. Let's watch for 24 standing in front. He's going to come across, and I think he's going to get Komarov as the guy that he knocks down right there. Pushes him to the ice. And this is going to come right down to the wire here.
So we have a timeout now. 1:19 remaining in the third period. Buffalo leading 4-3, but shorthanded. And the Leafs already had their goaltender on the bench. And he's going to stay there.
Well, it's Miller time. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. Tonight's Miller time moment is Zach Dalpe scoring his first goal as a Buffalo Sabre. A nice redirection in front of the net. So congratulations, Zach Dalpe.
So the Leafs will send Bozak out to take the face-off against Gionta. Whenever. Gionta tried to tip it back. He did, but Van Riemsdyk was there to pick it up. Van Riemsdyk swings it back for Phaneuf. Into the corner to Kessel. Kessel to Riley. Riley. Kessel. Kessel doesn't shoot. Now he does. Right on. Lindback to save the rebound. Right in front of the net. And out to center ice. Less than a minute to go here in the third. Bogosian blocked his shot trying to shake that off. He stays out there. Leaves Kessel hitting the line to Van Riemsdyk. Into Kessel in the corner. He swings it around behind the net. Kadri chasing after it. He gets bumped though, and it's picked up and whistled all the way down the ice. And Foligno just misses. Nothing but net. Half a minute to go here in the third. Leafs away again with Bozak. Swinging it on to Kadri. To Van Riemsdyk. He tried to clear it in front. He deflected the rebound. Slammed away by Lindback. Kaleta couldn't reach it. Back for Riley. Riley holding it in. Riley walks the blue line. Now clears it across ice again. They try to feed it in front of the net. That's blocked. Van Riemsdyk after it. Got it around behind the goal. Comes to Kessel. Kessel swings it back. Here's Riley keeping it in. There's a shot that misses off Phaneuf's stick. And they clear it beside the net. And the buzzer will end the game. And Kaleta and Phaneuf are going to be separated.
Well, Sabres excellent job in the last few seconds holding off the Toronto Maple Leafs. Short-handed, down 2 men, and Lindback comes up with a couple real nice saves at the far post. And Pat Kaleta just pushes the puck off into the corner to stall the rest of the time. But a gutsy effort by these guys here tonight. They come out, got off to a good start, take a little step back, but found their way, found some momentum, and just kept it going.
So Buffalo wins the season finale between these two teams, leaves the ice with a 4-3 victory as we go to Brian and Brad.